Hey there, this is Ranjit and we have come to end of 2014, and 2014 according to me was a very interesting year because now we have some great smartphones that offer incredible performance but you don't have to pay a lot. For example, for such a performance you would have to pay in 2013 approximately about between 20 to 25,000. That's almost about $400 to get this sort of performance. And but in 2014 we now have quite a few great smartphones that offer incredible performance for the price, and I'm going to share my top 5 smartphones for 2014 which offer you great bang for the buck, or in India as we say full paisa vasool. And the biggest thing about these smartphones was the end user experience. They offer a great end user experience. So I'm going to share my top 5, and I'll also be sharing some of the shortcomings of these smartphones, because I have used all these smartphones for almost about a couple of weeks to in fact a couple of months. So let's get on with it now. The first smartphone that I have, and I've made a list, is the Android One devices. I specifically tested the Spice One, that is known as the Spice Dream Uno, and the brilliant thing about this device was that it's priced for around 6,300 in India, that's around US $100, and the performance of this device was incredible. It offers stock Android experience, and the best part about this device is that the Android updates will be directly handled by Google, and this device is going to get the Android L, that is Android Lollipop update, very soon, sometime in January 2015. But everything is not rosy. The biggest con that I have with this device is the camera. Though it has both a rear facing camera and a front facing camera, but the camera performance according to me was very mediocre. But again, for 6,300, this is the best smartphone as of now according to me. Next, if we up our budget a little bit to around 10,000 or so, we have the Asus Zenfone 5. This is selling in India for around between 9,000 to 10,000 bucks. And again, the performance of this phone was incredible. I was actually shocked. This came out about 6 odd months earlier, and I was shocked with the performance of this phone. The phone is so good. It runs a custom skin that is known as Zen UI, but again, it is very close to stock Android, and it offers good enhancements. And in terms of day-to-day usage and end user experience, again, the performance with the Asus Zenfone 5 was excellent, and it handled Android very well. Also, good thing about this device is that it has 2 gigs of RAM, so even multitasking was very good with this device. But now coming to some of the shortcomings with the Zenfone 5, the biggest con I would say is the battery life. The battery life was very average on this device, and the second thing is the actual speaker output was very low. So these are the 2 cons, but again, for 10,000 budget, if you want a very fast Android phone, the Zenfone 5 comes at the top. Now if we move to the next device and we can up our budget to around 14,000 or so, then we have this new Xiaomi Mi 3 that was launched earlier, and it is an extremely fast phone. It comes with some top-notch hardware, that is Snapdragon 800 chipset, which is a quad-core processor, which was again used in many of the flagship devices like the Nexus 5. And overall, the performance of this device was also excellent. It has 2 gigs of RAM, hence it handled Android very well. Now if we move to the screen quality, here also the Mi 3 impressed me very much. It has a 5-inch screen, but the screen quality, that was the IPS grade screen provided on that, was excellent. Now, but when we move to some of the cons with the Mi 3 is that overall the performance of the device was excellent and nothing can come close to it, but it had no Gorilla Glass protection. And I've heard end users say that the phone is pretty fragile. If you just drop it, the screen can just shatter. So you got to be aware of that. And now the biggest con with this Mi 3 is that it's not available in India. Next, if we move to around 15,000 or so, then we have the Nokia Lumia 730. Yes, this is a Windows phone, and the build quality of the Lumia 730 is very good. It has that AMOLED screen. Though on paper the rear facing camera is just a 6.7 megapixel shooter, but the camera quality on this device was excellent. So if you are looking for a mid-range Windows phone, I would certainly say that have a look at the Lumia 730. Now if we move to the cons of the Lumia 730 is that though it has a 5 megapixel front facing camera, but in artificial lighting it did struggle up a little bit. But overall, I would say if you're looking for a mid-range Windows phone, then certainly have a look at the Lumia 730. Next, if we can up our budget a little bit to around 28,000 or so, then we have the OnePlus One. And I have to say the OnePlus One is an incredible device. It sports some cutting edge specs like a Snapdragon 801 chipset that's a quad core processor with 3 gigs of RAM. Hence the performance of this phone was blazingly fast, and I have used this device for over a month now. It handles Android very well. Another big plus for the OnePlus One is the incredible battery life. Yes, on an Android phone I could get incredible battery life with the OnePlus One. But the biggest con with the OnePlus One I feel is the invite system and the availability. So these were my top 5 picks, and all of these devices actually perform great for the price point. But again, as the Mi 3 is not yet available, I'll offer 2 more runner-ups, I would say, at around the price point of between 13 to 14,000. You can also have a look at the Moto G 2nd generation or the Samsung Galaxy Grand Prime. Again, both these devices are not the best in everything. So I have actually posted a dedicated video regarding the main differences between these two phones. So you can also look at that. So these were my top smartphone picks if you were on a budget. And the good thing is that now we have great smartphones for every budget. And that way 2014 was very exciting, and I'm looking for 2015 for what it offers. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you found it helpful, I'll appreciate if you can click the like button. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.